this general reading for the collective. I took a little break and then we're going to do some clarification. So let's go ahead and see if we can clarify with the Modern Witch deck I usually use for that occasion. Why change now? Some things just make sense. Others, not so much. And sometimes we don't understand each other, and that's okay. But is it the Tower of Babel? The tower appeared in this reading as well. So let's get some clarification, please. What does this collective need to know? The Ten of Wands on top of this page. That's really interesting. And I'll tell you why it's funny to me. It's like, you know how there's people, they want to know what's going on in your life so that they can talk about your problems, but then they're not actually going to like try and help you with your problems. They're like, oh yeah, so and so. But, then you just like watch, like they watch them struggle, or, it's like, it's just a talking point for that person. So this kind of low vibrational BS, you're just getting away from it, okay? So what else does the collective need to know? The Hierophant. Talk about what you need to know. Well, it seems like you found out what's good for you, and pulling back that energy now is going to be rewarded, okay? Let's see what else we can find out as we move forward here. What does the collective need to know? And the Hierophant, a major arcana. Wow. Then you have the Empress. So again, you pulled back your energy, right? And then you are allowing things to come to you in good timing, and that's why you're showing up here sitting very regally, okay? And you have the Hierophant, the High Priest here, okay? So these two could be playing off each other. What else is going on here? The collective needs to know. You already have that. We have the Empress here twice. Oh, wow. And now I have the Queen of Wands, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, with this Knight of Cups. So the Queen of Wands sorry, we've been cooped up because it snowed earlier. The Queen of Wands here. So somebody potentially seeing you as very beautiful. Um, I don't know that this is necessarily competition, okay? But it's definitely somebody who owns their power outright, and that's why this love is kind of starting to open up, okay? Because they see you as possessing this flower, okay, as well. Wow, and look what's on the bottom, the Two of Cups. Okay, what else does the collective need to know? The Knight of Pentacles coming towards this Queen of Cups, potentially trying to, again, look who's on the bottom of the deck. So somebody wanting to build a partnership with you, seeing you in this queen-like energy, seeing you as an empress even. Maybe they're kind of, in this high priest kind of like, they just know that this is what they want. Um, they could be thinking that you and them are on equal terms here. Knight of Cups again. So if you feel like this person's been thinking about you, chances are that they have. There's something kind of going on here where the energy is being mirrored. And that comes across in the repeating message through the reading, okay? So, and look here, King of Cups, and we have the Queen of Cups, but this King of Cups on top of the Empress, somebody wanting to give, emotional fulfillment to an Empress, okay? So, Sun and the Moon on the bottom of the deck. Okay, this is crazy, you guys. We have that full moon coming, okay? That's another reason why my dog could be kind of going nuts, right? Because the full moon is technically coming in like tonight, right? Okay. Let's see. Let's get some light worker cards. I don't do these often enough, really, and they're really cool. And just have such a nice, positive message, very uplifting. So also part of the message today, don't be afraid of change. If that's something that you require to, make yourself happy, right? So you see here how the Ten of Wands is, and then, and that's like, it's such a burden, but now you see here, the Queen of Wands sitting easily. Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. Okay, so if you saw the first part of the reading, you heard how I talked about that protection, this halo around her, okay? So that's that divine guidance I was talking about, okay? So clarifying again. Okay. So have gratitude for that as well, okay? Part of the message. So if somebody, a King of Cups, is being guided towards you, have gratitude towards that as well. If it, like it's something that's fitting or something that you've been trying to manifest, okay? Um, so, be willing to look for the compliments in life, okay? Play, have fun, celebrate. Don't be so serious. Yeah. Do something maybe out of your comfort zone, something that complements you, not something that's identical to you, okay? And the Hierophant's also about, a high level partnership. So that's definitely, about getting out of your comfort zone, breaking through, and letting new experiences kind of guide, um, into a direction that maybe you didn't even think was possible. And then you can get back to this curiosity of being curious about your own life and the things that you're going to experience. And instead of it being, you know, like you're under somebody else's observation. Okay. Right. Okay. What else do we have here? Share your voice. Come out of the cave. Persecution expression. Okay. So you can see out of the cave, there's this pyramid, this giant expression. Like it's okay to come out and create something that's going to be seen. Okay. And that could be part of this bliss that maybe you've been seeing, you've been chasing after, and it's like, well, how come it's not quite getting to me yet? Okay. All right. And, you know, that could be part of this Knight of Pentacles here, where some things are moving slower than you thought, you know. The Queen of Cups also, you know, it's like there's ebbs and flows to life, right? There might be times when it's, you know, good to have conversations and times when it's not so great to have conversations. Like, you know, and that's why sometimes people retreat to this cave, but at a certain point, you have to come out of the cave as well, right? Okay. Oh, let's see. Get one more, please, for this collective. I think this has been a very nice reading so far. And definitely check out part 1 if you have not. The Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits. Soul Tribe. Dun 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 dun. So maybe that's why there's so many high level kind of players here. You know, you have the Hierophant, the Empress, the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Cups, the King of Cups, and the Empress again. You know? And then you have these knights here. You have the Knight of Cups twice as well. You have this Page of Swords, but that's where, you know, we're kind of like starting at the bottom, chopping up this 10 of Wands for kindling, and we're lighting the fire, baby. And, you know, using what we know to kind of sustain ourselves so that we can rest into the next level. Okay. It's kind of like when you shift into next gear, like there's always a little pause, there's a little downshift, right? And before it kind of goes up. So it's not something that is driving you backwards. It's actually putting you into that next level. Okay. So that you can show up how you want in your partnerships. If you need to show up as the Queen of Wands, you can show up as the Queen of Wands. If you need to show up as the Queen of Cups, you can show up as the Queen of Cups. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you have that flexibility here. Okay. Yeah, dance with life. Do something to change your energy. So, you know, if you're somebody who's a little bit more reserved, maybe it's time to kind of break out and do something that you're not used to doing. Maybe that's signing up for some kind of class. Maybe that's, you know, learning how to express yourself in a new way. Okay. Let's go ahead and get some Moonology cards just because the full moon is coming in. The Beaver full moon right after the Thanksgiving holiday. You are good enough. Okay. Yes. So think about this in your gift giving season, especially if you're like, I don't know if I can afford X, Y, and Z, or I want to impress somebody. Like, you know, don't think of, you know, everything as the ultimate expression of yourself. Like sometimes, you're in these um, ebbs and flows of life, like with this Queen of Cups here, that understands things of that nature, and even this Knight of Cups, So, and then there's a King of Cups here as well. So, part of that is knowing that even though things may ebb and flow from time to time, there's still some stability there. Okay. That doesn't mean that that person's going to like walk out on you, just because like things didn't go that their way that day, and then they just emotionally shut down and walk away or like ghost you or things like that. Okay. So, if those are the types of burdens you've been carrying, you need to let go of that and realize that you're good enough, okay? And don't carry that kind of 10 of wands around, because that's definitely somebody else's issue, okay? Kind of what I was talking about in part one of the reading. Balance spirituality and practicality. Full moon in Pisces, okay? You could have Pisces in your chart, Virgo as well. We have Taurus, Libra, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces around here today. Um, so, you could be like, well, I'm waiting for a sign, or I'm waiting for, some kind of direct communication. Well, sometimes it's like, have you actually asked the question? Have you asked the right question to receive that answer? So be clear about what you want in the first place. And then once you get that information back, um, it will probably come in a way where it just seems like this practicality here, it just seems like a natural progression, okay? So, what else do we have here? So, and part of that is like, with the full moon, like, a lot of times things get intense or emotional. Like, you know, um, we don't always have to be in our emotions like super heavy, right? Um, it's okay if we aren't. A new start is coming. Yeah. So sometimes we're not into our emotions or our feelings because we've just kind of let those run their course. Okay. And now it's like we're ready for that new thing. Okay. Um, and maybe, for you, it's just like, have you found it yet? So that could be part of the sharing your voice here and getting into your bliss. Okay. Again, deciding what drives you. But, have you, looked in the mirror and said, well, what am I passionate about? Right. Um, think of it that way. Okay. A win win outcome is forecast. So, something that is going to give to you as much as you take from it, kind of thing, is going to come back to you. And you have the Empress here twice, which also gets represented with Libra. So that's interesting that this came out. What else does this collective need to know? Please subscribe if you have not yet, or like the video. Adjustments are required, yes. So anytime we're moving through different levels, again, like we were shifting into gear, it's kind of like there's a moment of hesitation before it goes up into the next one. So it's kind of like making that little life adjustment, okay? So if there's something that kind of you get triggered by, like by this full moon, ask yourself kind of why, and maybe, yeah, like here, still, at the end of Scorpio season, then release that negativity and say, look, is it going to help me into the new year? Is it going to help me into the next month, into the next week, into the next day? If it's not going to help you, then maybe that's part of the adjustment that's required. Okay. And it was like so natural to come to that conclusion, right? And it's like, well, why did I blah blah blah? Like, don't beat yourself up over it. Like, once you've come to the conclusion, just let yourself be in it. Okay. And like, take a breath. Okay. And that's where some of this meditation comes in, practicing your gratitude, getting to your bliss, and then, breaking through into that next level as you try to level up. Okay. So, alrighty. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Again, please like or subscribe. And until next time, please manifest wisely. Bye bye.